Hey you guys, in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make a cozy cardigan using a beginner friendly pattern. If this is something you're interested in, just keep watching. Here are the materials that you'll need to complete this project. If you don't have this pattern, you can use an oversized sweatshirt as your pattern. All you need is a front and back bodice, the sleeves, cuffs, and a strip of fabric for the front band. By the way, the pattern that I am using for this project is Simplicity S9373. If you're following along with this pattern, I'm doing view C. Remember to give yourself a 5/8 to an inch of seam allowance around all of your pieces. Since I am using a thicker fabric, I did set my sewing machine to a zigzag stitch because this is not going to go through a serger and we're not going to break any needles. So depending on the type of fabric that you are using, that would determine the settings of your sewing machine. Now, I am going to be honest, I pretty much did zigzag stitches on the sewing machine and I was sewing this by hand. You can do this whole thing by hand if you don't have a machine. It was pretty therapeutic, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, if you have that extra time, please dedicate that extra time to do some hand stitching because it's gonna look so good. Now this fabric, I actually purchased this from Walmart. Y'all check out y'all local Walmarts in their craft section. They be having those fabric remnants, like them balls of remnants. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I came across these and I was like, I didn't know what, honestly, I really didn't know what I wanted to do for sure, but I forgot I had this pattern and I'm like, you know what? This will be cute as a cardigan. Let me go ahead and do that. So the first thing that we're going to do is stitch the front and back pieces together at the shoulders and side seams. While you're here, hit the subscribe button for more sew-alongs and me navigating my life, chasing my dreams as a fashion designer. The next thing that we are going to do is stitch the underarm seam of the sleeves. I'm just adding clips along where it needs to be sewn at. And again, I am using a zigzag stitch. This little piece of fabric right here is your cuff or sleeve band. You're going to also stitch along the sides as well using a zigzag stitch. To complete this whole project, y'all, I used 2 bowls of fabric. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have to do a little patchwork, which you're not even gonna really see anyway, but it's gonna be right at the band. But I would say, depending on how long you want your cardigan, you definitely want to be mindful of how many bolts you'll need to get. Again, I am sewing down the sleeves and the cuffs using a zigzag stitch. Now, I did have to pull my fabric just a little, not too hard or anything, but just a little bit to make it go through my machine. Now, if it was a little tough for me to get it through my regular machine, just imagine trying to put it through a serger. That wasn't gonna happen. So, but yeah, don't go pulling it too tough. Just snug if you have to complete this. I did finish sewing one of the sleeves, so this is what it looks like. So now here, what I'm gonna be doing is hand stitching the cuff onto the end of the sleeve. And like I said, take your time. Yes, I did hand stitch both sleeves like this. Take your time with this. This was very therapeutic. I think I was binge watching some YouTube videos while I was doing this. Now, how I hand sewed these sleeves, I just used a regular hand sewing technique, and I was able to adjust the cuffs the way how I want it so it's not too snug on my wrists. That's the really cool thing about making your own clothes. You can resize it, alter it to your fitting or your liking. That's like the biggest joy I get out of making clothes, I would say. Here is what the cardigan is looking like so far, and y'all, it is so cute. But the easiest part is over with. But listen, y'all will see in a few clips, the tedious part was hand stitching the buttons and the buttonholes. For this next step, you're going to be sewing your hem. Now on the pattern, it does tell you to go ahead and press out your hem. But obviously for this type of fabric, that wasn't necessary. So I went on ahead and measured out my hem and went on and did a zigzag stitch. So here is where I did have to make a few scrap pieces to form my front band. Again, I just pinned right where it's clipped at. That is where I'm going to be doing a zigzag stitch. For this step, we are going to attach that front band onto the cardigan. At this point, I did do a zigzag stitch on the inside of the front band, but once I finished, y'all will see I did finish it off doing a hand stitch. If you guys could see, I did leave the tedious parts towards the end. But here is where I am stitching down the buttons. And after that, all we have to do is tack down the buttonholes, and I will show you guys quickly how I am going to do that. If you guys want a more of an in-depth video of how I hand stitch my buttonholes, just let me know, because y'all, since I done found a video on how to do it, oh, I've been mastering and I have been killing the game. Once you are all done with your buttonholes, go ahead and steam your cardigan, and she is all done. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give me a like and thumbs up if you guys want more tutorials like this. I love this cardigan, y'all. I cannot wait to wear this. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot pot. Cooking, fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. Hey. I don't trust nobody, grip the trigger. Call up the gang and they come and get gang. Cry me a river, give you a tissue. Bad and bullshit, bad. Cooking up dope with a Uzi. My niggas are savage, ruthless. We got 30s and 100 rounds too.